All right, now we're ready to bring that GIS information into Revit. This is probably not the most accurate way to do that. There's actually a way you can do it through Google SketchUp or another kind of 3D modeling software, but New Hanover County Schools, we don't have those types of programs available, unfortunately. So we are going to have to do it kind of a roundabout way that is not as accurate, but still gets us what information we need. So I'm going to open up Revit and I'm going to open up the architectural template. Now, because you guys are in Architecture 3, at this point, I want you to always just start with the architectural template and kind of add floor plans or views as needed, levels, that sort of thing. So here we are. It gives us some real basic stuff. We're going to go to Site. All right, and now we're going to go up to Insert Image, Insert, and we're going to insert an image. We're going to find the image that we saved. And we're going to place that right in the center so that move that around so we're kind of centering right where we need to be. Now I'm also going to need to scale this guy. So it did not come in scaled. So we're going to scale it up. So select the image. We're going to come up here to the top and we want to choose scale. And I'm going to choose this 94-foot line because I can see it pretty easily. So I'm going to click on the corner as best I can. And the opposite corner. And I'm going to type in 94 feet. And now this image scape is actually scaled to 94 feet. The next thing I'm going to do is come in and add in all of these contour lines that I see. So they are labeled with these little, that's not one, but these little blacked out or whited out numbers. So we got to figure out which ones we're going to put in there. I'm going to start at this bottom. Just because if I start at the top and come down, sometimes it gets a little wonky. So we're going to start at the bottom with this 27. This is obviously a road that comes through right here. We really only need to do the topo that's just surrounding our site. So I don't need to worry about all this stuff down here. So we're going to start kind of with this 27 adding in and then just make our way up. Going to go up to massing and site. We're going to add a new topo surface. We're placing points. This would be where we would create from an import if we had GIS data that we could bring in, or if we had if we could actually use something like Google SketchUp and bring it in, it would drop all of this information in for us, which sure would be nice. But we, again, are kind of going a roundabout way to make sure we get all of our information in. So I'm going to change the elevation. We're going to be 27 feet. It's above sea level. 27 feet. And I am going to slowly start adding some topo points. And I am just tracing the line. Now, unfortunately, it covers up as we go, so you kind of have to do the best you can. I'll have another little one in there. All right. So 27. Now this next line means it's going to be 26. So I'm going to come up and change this to 26. You want to do this all in one topo surface. Don't exit out and do another. It'll actually separate your topography surfaces and it's hard to see it. Of course, it's hard to see it when it covers it up for you too, but we've got 25. So just in case when you press something it covers it up, you want to kind of pay attention to where the line was before you clicked. And 24. Okay, and I'm just going to keep making my way up. I'm going to go about halfway into the site on the right-hand side of it, or the east, and then halfway into the site on the left-hand side of it. Once I get back up to the top up here, I'll start recording again. All right, I'm back, and I'm adding some 15s right across the top up here. This is off of the site, so I'm not as concerned about these up here. I just kind of want to get that it does slope down that direction. All right, I am done adding in as much as I can, as close to as I can. So I'm going to click the check mark and finish my surface. And I now have the topo surface of my site in. The next thing that I want to do is I'm actually going to now click on this and I'm going to hide it. Oh, click on it. Yeah. Hide. I'm going to trace out my exterior site lines and make sure I have those. So here's my property line. And we're going to create this by sketching. So I'm just going to trace over (94 feet). And we're going to come down in this direction 160 feet. And then we're going to come back in this way 94 feet. And come back up and connect to the end point. Check. Now we also have our property lines in there. So I'm going to come back to my topo surface and I'm going to unhide it in the view. And then come back, and now we can actually hide our image. And we have a site with property lines ready to go. We've got some topo lines in there. And then at this point we could actually label our contours and do all the stuff that we needed for our site. These are our elevation markers, so I could just pull these away. Probably going to want to rotate them so that they're at the opposite angle. So we'll actually be looking at northeast or all of those. Just pull those off for right now. Alright, so this is established as our true north right now. North is, this direction. So we can change some of those things around later, but for now you have a topo surface that you can work with.